Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Dagnan. Hazleton police were called to a possible home invasion in the area of the 800 block of North Wyoming Street this morning. An elderly female reporting a white male with lots of tattoos ran inside her residence, and she fled from the home upon seeing the unknown male inside. Officers found 35-year-old Adam Kotsko standing inside the attached garage of the residence. Officers took Kotsko into custody on the scene without further incident. He was charged with burglary, criminal trespass, criminal attempted burglary, and criminal attempted criminal trespass. He's locked up in the Luzerne County Prison on $25,000 straight cash bail. Fire crews from a number of local departments were called to a fire this afternoon in the Humboldt Industrial Park. Crews were called to 1111 North Park Drive, Vita Line Products Company, for a fire near a silo where animal food is kept. Hazel Township crews called in crews from Hazleton, Shepton, McAdoo, and Freeland to assist. Crews have been here in the past for a few fire incidents. Firefighters were on the scene for just over an hour. 61-year-old Ralph Simmons Jr. of West Hazleton attended a brief preliminary hearing Tuesday for charges related to child sexual assault. Simmons was accused of molesting two girls ages 4 and 8 during a sleepover at his apartment in Hazleton back in August of 2010. Simmons currently faces 2 counts each of corruption of minors and indecent assault, all of which are misdemeanors. The judge held bail at $50,000, and he must absolutely have no contact with any child, including the victims, and must undergo a psychological evaluation prior to release. This afternoon, U.S. Marshals and Pennsylvania State Police held a news conference to update the public on the Sean Christie manhunt. Today, officials said that a stolen van may have been taken by Christie from a busing company in Butler Township.
Approximately 9 a.m., members of the U.S. Marshal Service and Special Agents of the FBI and Secret Service were notified of a burglary and vehicle theft which occurred at the Roar Bus Depot here in Drums. I handed out a flyer which depicts the make, model, and color of that vehicle. I can also tell you on that flyer is an individual that resembles Sean Christie. We're still investigating that vehicle theft presently, and we're asking for the public's assistance in locating that vehicle. That's our #1 priority right now, is we want to locate this vehicle.
Again, officials say Christie should be considered armed and dangerous, and if you see him, you're asked to contact 911 and do not approach him. Christie is wanted for allegedly threatening to kill President Trump and other government officials. A New York man was arrested on suspicion of counterfeiting. 39-year-old Niven Darrell of New York was caught by officers walking out of 730 Center Street carrying a gray duffel bag Sunday night. Police found a machine used to press numbers and names onto credit cards, a credit card scanner, and stolen gift cards and credit cards. Darrell admitted to processing fake cards and swiping people's credit card numbers with his cell phone device. Darrell has been charged with producing or trafficking unlawful device-making equipment and possessing an unlawful device and access device fraud. Darrell currently sits in jail with $10,000 bail. The Roman Catholic Diocese of Harrisburg has put out a list of 71 priests and others in the church accused of sexually abusing children in cases going back decades. Bishop Ron Gaynor issued a public apology today for the abuse and said the church's bishops shared the blame, having responded inadequately to all the allegations. As a result, the name of every bishop since 1947 will be removed from church facilities in the diocese. The Harrisburg Diocese issued its findings just days after the state Supreme Court said a nearly 900-page grand jury report on sex abuse in 6 dioceses, including Harrisburg, can be made public this month. Harrisburg is now the 2nd diocese to get ahead of that grand jury report. The Erie Diocese back in April identified more than 50 priests and lay people accused of child sexual abuse. Coming up on WYLN News, updating medical marijuana plus helping veterans in need. But first, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. Scattered showers, thunderstorms, maybe even hail overnight with a low of 67. And again, we have showers and thunderstorms, looks like right into Sunday. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Pocono Raceway is summertime, where the whole crew's invited, where fans become friends, where good times roll, and the racing is always a little tricky. Bring your friends, bring your family, just bring it, Pocono style.
Serve the Lord, Singing for Joy, the CD by the Sisters of Holy Annunciation Monastery, can be yours for just $13, which includes shipping and tax. Mail a check to Holy Annunciation Monastery, 430 West County Road in Sugarloaf, Pennsylvania, or call 570-788-1205. This 10-song CD can be yours for just $13.
Chur's Auto Sales has been serving the area with quality vehicles since 1954. Chur's Auto Sales is known as your friendly dealer and now in their 4th generation and voted the best used car dealer by the readers of Standard Speaker Choice Awards. John Chur would like to thank everyone that voted for his business. When you need a quality pre-owned vehicle, choose from a large selection at Chur's 570-454-7229.
The dry leaf form of medical marijuana went on sale today at 16 locations across the state. That includes at Columbia Care on North Kaiser Avenue in Scranton. Until now, the medical marijuana could only be dispensed in pill or liquid form, and officials remind patients dry leaf is only available for vaporization use. Next week, more locations will be able to make the purchase for those with a prescription available, including at Justice Grown in the Gateway Shopping Center, Edwardsville. Also, 2 more locations have been given the go-ahead to grow medical marijuana. One of them is in the Humboldt Industrial Park. The Valor Clinic is once again hosting the Valor Stand Down Day. It's this Sunday, and it will offer clothing and a meal to the homeless. The event has been going on in the greater Hazleton area for the last year or so, and we spoke with one of the volunteers about this Sunday.
Sunday we have the Valor Stand Down Day at 10 a.m. The parking lot next to Always by AutoZone, where the homeless people of the area are allowed. They come, they sign in, they go through our selection, our tables. There's clothing, there's shoes, there's coats, all types of clothing that they need. And after they get their clothing, then they also get a hot meal, and then they go on their way.
The Valor Clinic is still looking for clothing donations, especially heavy wear for the upcoming winter. Along with donations, they're also looking for volunteers to help out on Sunday.
The public also is allowed, if you have clothing items that you want to drop off to us, you can bring them down at 10 a.m. on Sunday. They will be inventoried and put into the stock. So please, if anybody has clothing, wants to come out and help, or if you have some time want to help us dish out the food, you're more than welcome to come down also.
And again, it's taking place starting at 10 a.m. this Sunday morning. Wilkes-Barre City officials are testifying at the hearing this afternoon to determine if the state should consider the city financially distressed. Mayor Tony George believes that a projected $3.5 million budget deficit next year is enough to qualify for Act 47. Act 47 allows distressed municipalities certain revenue collection advantages, such as increasing the local service tax. The purpose of the meeting is solely to receive testimony. Attendees do not have the opportunity to question anyone who testifies. That hearing started at 5 and it is being held in council chambers. Community leaders met today in Schuylkill County at the office of Republican nominee for Congress, Dan Muser, to discuss a topic that affects thousands of people. Our Julie Stefanovich has more.
A roundtable discussion was held today in Pottsville, hosted by Republican candidate for Congress Dan Muser. The subject, opioids. Around 30 people joined in on the discussion, from the Schuylkill County coroner, recovering addicts, and state representatives. Opioid addiction and overdoses has affected thousands of lives, and it's the community's goal to find solutions to this massive epidemic.
Losing a lot of young people, we're losing older people. This terrible addiction starts with innocence. It leads to pain reduction. There's an oversupply of opioids that exists in the medical market as well as on the street. Some of these opioids are now laced with fentanyl, and we are losing our young people at a wildly outrageous rate. We had 4,400 deaths in Pennsylvania last year, opioid-related, from overdoses, and it's on the rise. It's still on the rise, even with the corrective measures taking place. It's incredibly serious, and we all have to address it. There's plenty of blame to go around. There's responsibility. Now we need to take real measures to help these people that get caught up in this terrible addiction.
Corey McCabe founded Alive Today after losing a loved one. The foundation helps people who are in need of help from addiction.
Our primary service is assisting people, helping them get into treatment, whether it be inpatient drug and alcohol treatment or outpatient or intensive outpatient. Whatever we can do to assist people to start the process of their recovery, that's what we assist them in doing.
Many issues and concerns were brought up at the roundtable, including funding for programs, medical insurances, and recovery solutions.
Don't have the right treatment methods. Law enforcement is doing all it can. Law enforcement is busting at the seams, working on opioid reduction, drug overdose, and the crime that comes from this drug epidemic. We need to do more from a recovery standpoint.
Alive Today will also be hosting a Drug Awareness Day Saturday, August 18th in Fairfield Park in Pottsville. Reporting from Schuylkill County, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Coming up on Forest Hill Acres News Choice, getting the latest on sports medicine in Community and You, plus getting ready for a visit from the president. But first, let's take a look at today's winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played. Stay with us.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Grand Central wants to send you to the Tricky Triangle. Grand Central Everything for Your Home has 4 tickets for one lucky winner for the ABC Supply 500 Sunday, August 19th. Entry is easy. Just visit Grand Central at either of their locations at Vine Street in Hazleton or the Laurel Mall. Fill out the entry blank and place it inside the Grand Central contest box. No purchase necessary, 1 entry per person. Winner will be announced on WYLN News Thursday before race weekend.
Welcome to Community and You here on WYLN, everyone. I'm Gary Perrin. I'm very pleased to be joined with Dr. Richard Canlis, who is with the Lehigh Valley Physicians Group here in Hazleton, who specializes in sports medicine. So first of all, Doctor, thanks so much for coming on and welcome to the greater Hazleton area.
Thank you very much.
So let's talk a little bit about your background in sports medicine and what drew you right here to the greater Hazleton area.
Actually, the organization, the vision is what really attracted me to this region. They basically, in layman's term, they don't just walk the walk, they talk the talk. So that is what brought me to the area.
And reading a little bit about your background, you have quite a career in sports medicine, talking, consulting on Olympic team as well as your career in sports medicine. So why is it important to have somebody who specializes in sports medicine right here in the greater Hazleton area where we have a ton of local sports teams, high school, and even college as well?
The important aspect is I like to use the term return to play without delay. I want to get the individual back as quickly and safely as possible. That can be the non-athlete, that could be the athlete, or that could be the industry athlete working at many of the warehouses and what have you.
And I know part of that, and we'll talk a little bit about concussions, and there'll be a seminar coming up here in the Health and Wellness Center that you'll be talking about. And a lot of us kind of say, you know, maybe if we're out, part of a sports team out playing a sport, or maybe even at work, and, you know, we may get hit in the head with a ball, or maybe we fall and hit our head, and kind of don't think about it, and we kind of shrug it off. But that should be something that we should take seriously.
Absolutely, because the ramifications is, anytime you have signs or symptoms, that means the neurometabolic system of the brain has been compromised. Mm-hmm. And whether it's headache, visual signs and symptoms, what have you, you want to make sure that those resolve before you continue with any type of physical or mental activity. Otherwise, you increase the risk of further injury and or damage.
And I know getting that information out there and talking with people so they understand the signs, the symptoms, and say, you know, this is something that you should consult with your doctor with right away is very important. Especially, this would be a perfect opportunity as well for maybe some coaches or staff like that who are involved with them day to day.
Correct. Most of the school sports coaches, athletic directors, etc., are required to participate in further education and what have you. Also, numerous websites are available for athletes and the parents to look into if they have any questions on what to do about a concussion. So if you're not available for medical, treatment on site or have any issues, you have a lot of resources to basically help assist you.
And so with that going on, and all of your information has been up on your screen as well. Doctor, also, you are now here at the Health and Wellness Center and now accepting patients. So if somebody's out there, they can reach out and get to see you.
Correct. They can contact the office. Basically, I'm here Mondays through Fridays. I try to get all my athletes in as quickly as possible because I know that the sports seasons, whatever sport you're in, is short and you got to get back as quickly as possible. Otherwise, the delay, if you're telling your athletes, I can't get you in for 3 to 4 weeks, that's a lot of the season gone by.
Yeah. And I know, and for some of these, it is really important to get out there and play the sport and be involved with it as well. So, again, if you are interested and you're looking for a new physician, the doctor is here for you at the Lehigh Valley Health and Wellness Center here on the Airport Beltway in Hazel Township. Thanks so much for joining us here on Community and You. All that information we talked about is up on your screen, and you can also find it on our Facebook page as well on WYLN News. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time here on Community and You.
Appliances are right over there, and this is part of our furniture department.
Okay, but I'm looking for a mattress.
Well, you've come to the right place. Grand Central is Northeast Pennsylvania's #1 Sealy mattress dealer. We have Sealy mattress sets from only $199 and Stearns & Foster queen sets from only $45 per month. We also have interest-free financing up to 60 months. And remember, delivery and takeaway are absolutely free.
So we don't have to do anything?
Not if you buy your Sealy mattress at Grand Central.
It looks like I did find the right place to buy a Sealy mattress.
Grand Central in Hazleton, the right place to buy a Sealy mattress.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-thru lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
We try to do here at the shelter. We try to match pets that we have a knowledge about, and that's why we spend time talking with families, because we want to make it a good match. We want to know what the family's activity level is, whether they're children, whether there are lots of people coming in and out, or whether they're quiet. That way we can make a good match with a dog, because we know the dog's personalities here. So that's what's important, trying to match dogs and families appropriately. To prepare for that, chance meeting is always good. Come visit, spend some time with the dogs. If it's not right, don't get insulted if a staff person says, I don't think it's the right fit, because they know the dog and they're listening to what your needs and desires are. So it's important to take heed to what people who know are saying. It's not an insult, it's just a fact. And, people, we strive here at a shelter to make it a permanent thing. We want it to be a right fit. So if we ask a lot of questions, that's the reason why. What you can do to prepare for that, as I said, is start to make visits. Look online. You can always check out the website if there's a dog that perks your interest, or a cat, or a bunny, or we had a pig a couple weeks ago. That's where you start. You read about the dog there or the cat there, and then come in, talk with us. You can make phone calls. We talk on the phone, visit, and spend some time with the animal, and then the staff can help guide you to an appropriate match. Always want to make sure the animal's secure. Even if you feel that the particularly a dog is good in the house, you don't know how the dog's going to react outside. So you really want to keep that dog on a leash for quite a long time. That's how most dogs are lost. They're not on leash, and something spooks them and they're gone. So it's really imperative that the leash is a lifeline. And that's what's important to remember. It's not a burden. It's not a problem, or it's a lifeline that will keep that dog safe and with you, and you won't ever have an issue of a dog running off. Also keeps them safe from predators and other animals who might not be under control. Just like childproofing, especially if it's a younger dog or a puppy, they chew. They go potty, so you want to make sure that you have, if you're going to use potty pads, or if you're going to crate train to house train, which is the method that I choose, you need to be prepared for that. You need to have your crate ready, you need to have your potty pads ready, you need to have your leashes. If you have a fenced-in yard, great, but still, you shouldn't be putting the dog out, because you're creating a dog that's just going to be running in and out of the house, as opposed to going out with you, being under your control and your supervision. You know that the dog is going because you're there, and then you can reward the dog. Absolutely. Children children really need to be respectful of animals. It's not appropriate to say, oh, my kids climb all over my dog, they pull the ears. Would you want your child to tolerate that kind of behavior? No. So it's the same for an animal. An animal should not have to tolerate a child climbing all over it, pulling ears, pulling hair. Children need to learn that it's nice touch. They'll have a best friend if they treat that animal with respect. Just as you treat another child with respect, you do the same thing for an animal. You have to teach the children early. And we have a lot of wonderful adopters here that have adopted with young children, and they're very respectful and loving children. And the dogs thrive in that kind of environment. Same with cats. But, everybody has to be respectful of one another.
And a reminder, as well as a traffic advisory for anyone who may be going to or who may be in the area of tomorrow's Trump Barletta rally at Mohegan Sun Arena. Local authorities have issued the following traffic advisory for Thursday. You can expect significant traffic congestion starting about 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, lasting till 11 p.m. That will be in the area of Mohegan Sun Arena in Wilkes-Barre Township, including Highland Park Boulevard, exit 168 of Interstate 81, Route 309, and Mundy Street. Highland Park Boulevard from Schechter Drive to Mundy Street will be closed to all traffic and remain closed throughout the duration of the event. That is starting around 5 o'clock. Interstate 81 will have brief 10-mile closures prior to and after the event. No set time as to when those will happen because we don't know exactly when everyone will arrive, so just be prepared. And we continue to count down to Fun Fest here on WYLN News. We are 39 days away from the street fair. The committee is grateful to Service Electric for sponsoring our parade balloons every year. Congratulations on the 70th anniversary. Fun Fest marked the calendar September 8th and 9th in downtown Hazleton. Now stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN News.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Hi, I'm Julia Wiegand, the newest news reporter for WYLN News. I'm so proud to be part of your #1 local news team. WYLN News. When local news happens, you can count on WYLN News to be there, whether it's in Berwick, Tamaqua, or right here in Hazleton. We work hard to be your #1 local news station and will continue to work hard to stay #1.